So, gentle log, the question to myself is, what am I expecting myself going through this damn college right now? I don't know. Right now, if I look at the damn clock, it's 1:41 in the morning. It's well past daylight savings time. My brain would tell me it was about 2:41 in the morning. It's the 7th of November, 2023. It's still Roseman, California. I'm still Weaver, John C., Roseman, California, but am I? So, gentle reader or gentle viewer, or however you are gentle in, what am I doing to myself? I was trying to expand knowledge. I was trying to expand myself, learn more things that I learned and understand. I think I got the maturity, so I think I got the chutzpah to continue on. And I have to keep questioning about that chutzpah to see whether or not if I'm actually committed to this damn shit or should I be committed. Insane asylum, but everything else is going to hell in a handbasket, so I wouldn't know what insanity was unless it jumped up and bit me in the face. Trying to talk to a guy across the continent. He's a guy in recovery, and I'm giving him everything else, like spilling my guts out. This is one of those damn times I'm doing that. I'm asking myself, what am I doing to myself? Why am I doing this? It's bad enough I have to keep talking to a damn therapist, sound wall and this shit. I keep asking myself, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? For who? A long time ago, I got talked into college. Free money. No, you bust your ass. And I got maybe two or three classes, and I'm doing okay in those things. It's like, okay, maybe I should continue on. My brother was happy about it. He was happy I was going through school and trying to get the college shit going on. He was happy about it. Am I happy about it? I'm confused about it. You get the confusing, easy classes out of the damn thing, but now it comes to hard shit. And now here comes the commitment. Am I thoroughly committed to what the hell I'm doing here, or am I just whistling Dixie without the ability to whistle? I'm asking myself, what am I doing? I'm not. I'm not hip on the academics these days. I'm not all that smart about it. At least I didn't think I was that smart about it anyway. I've seen people go through shit, and I'm asking myself, am I actually doing the right way, the right thing? Am I doing it smartly? What am I doing? I'm asking myself concerning about a math situation that I was holding back for a hell of a long while. If I was trying to take pre-algebra, I had to keep studying what the formulas are and keep pumping out. But I see these different mathematical concepts. I have no clue how the hell they apply in my life, immediately or in the future. But this is Math for Liberal Arts, and this is a video to bellyache about how important math is to me. Well, how important is math to me? Basic everyday math compared to a guy who's used to doing calculations left and right in the mathematical realm. I'm looking at this thing and I'm looking at all these students are sucking it up. I'm struggling it. I'm struggling with it. Why should you be struggling with it? That's what I'm asking myself. Why? Because this was a requirement in college that I have to get through, and I have to bust ass in it. Even if I happen to get a C minus out of the damn thing, I don't care if I get a C minus as long as I survive the damn shit. But is it it? Was the purpose of it trying to enlighten me that there's math everywhere and I should be in love with the damn shit? I'll show you what I'm dealing with concerning about math. Math to me is financial survival. I'm dealing with zeros and ones all the damn time, trying to calculate whether or not I've got enough to last me for another day. Let me show you something. I get this shit out of my... Get the stuff out of my pocket here. Mess to buy little pieces of crap. You want to hear about Jingle Jangle? Here's my Jingle Jangle. Trying to get enough of it out of here anyway. Jingle Jangle. Jingle Jangle. You go to a register, you exchange dollars for jingles and jangles and jangles and jingles. You get pieces of paper that tell you about the jingles and jangles and jangles and jingles. If you're lucky enough, you get to count maybe at least $1 or $2 or $3 out of your damn pocket. How do you stretch this? That lasts maybe about a day or more than that. $3 lousy bucks. I got to change maybe about another $1.50, maybe more. So basically, maybe I've got more than $5 on here. If I do the calculations lousy or right, I may have something. If I get a Susan B out of this damn thing, I'll be lucky. Okay, so I got about $2.43. I got $5.40 in my pocket. $5.40. That's math. That's telling me I got $5.40. What in the world could be spent on $5.40? Small to medium Starbucks coffee, maybe if you're lucky enough, a bottle of water or a large bottle of water, or maybe a Gatorade bottle, or maybe a small bottle of milk and some pastry to eat if you're lucky. See, that's survival. That's everyday math. That's math right there. You look at your checkbook. You see how much math you've got left. You wonder whether or not this particular figure is going to go crazy. And I think I tried to talk about this one a long time ago. Put this away. I haven't done a complete accounting, and accounting is also math. That's everyday math. We're not talking about physics of launching things into space or trying to analyze something mechanical or anything else like this. This is everyday math. This is what people would go through every single day. They would look at this and wonder if any of this is actually going to matter as much. Put this on the side. And then we have to stare at the damn thing whether or not we're going to actually get an increasing amount of it or not. That's everyday math. That's looking at a checkbook every single day wondering whether or not you're actually going to survive the next day, a week, a month. When you're living on paycheck to paycheck, that's everyday math right there. I look at the things in accounting. That's math. Of course, the professor said, why don't you just go back into accounting? You want a personal viewpoint about how math is to me? That's everyday math. You get a certain amount of money coming in from a fixed federal stipend. You got to take that amount and put it aside. You got to calculate everything of your majors that you owe. And keep that here. You got your miscellaneous expenses such as food, things that are going to be necessary at home. Additional toilet paper, additional paper towels, additional blue pads for the grounds, for your dog to do the bathroom. If you can't take her outside fast enough, do it inside, but at least you'll be able to take care of that. And the miscellaneous expenses, if it's going to be related to food, whether or not I'm actually going to be able to get it out of a store or not, or ordering it online in a bulk material necessary to last for days and weeks. Under EBT, under the federal food stamp program, administered by the states and the counties, you get a certain allotment based on how much you've already earned a long time ago, and you're getting the government stipend for the rest of your life on that. Based on that particular amount, certain calculations you may, or how many people you may have in your household will depend. All that information is needed to calculate if you're going to be in a certain area bracket of how much food stamp money you're going to need. You're going to be getting that much in stipend per month, then your amount for the food stamp is going to be like this, because the rest of the cost is how much that stipend is. They got weird ass calculations for it. If you're not getting that much in the federal stipend or anything else, of course we're going to get you a little bit more food stamp money because you can't afford everything else. Bureaucracy for you. Math and bureaucracy go hand in hand on that one. So after you got this figured out, after you got maybe a little bit money saved up, if you keep saving up the food stamp card for maybe about several months if you're lucky enough. I said if you're lucky enough. Then you've got a little bit of a cushion to use for the rest of the year to add to the food stores. Let's say, for example, you're going through a delivery company, a major corporation. You'll probably see it starts up with the first letter of the alphabet, shall we say. You take your financial amount that you've got for food stamp money and you see what you can afford. That'll stretch out. Now, meat prices are going outrageous and they affect everything across the board. Also includes processed meat. Some of the stuff, this is the kind of stuff that doctors will say, no, you can't have that. In moderation, yeah. Well, sometimes you may not have a choice but to live on the damn shit. Live on pasta if you can. Free pasta is nice if you get donated. But other than that, you have to get it off the damn store shelves. Or if you had done a bulk, maybe you get a bulk package of pasta one way or another. And you get a package of Spam or canned meat, whatever you're using. Now, both of them would keep you alive. Not healthy, but alive. Add cheese if you can get to it, and maybe a bit of butter if you can afford it. And there's your meals right there. So I have to keep that in the focus. But after adding up all those nice little expenditures, just the needed expenditures, not the wanted shit, but the expended stuff. Now you get that amount that you already got per month. And you start doing your math on this one. This amount subtracted by this amount, you get a working balance. You take care of your damn major stuff first. For me, rent comes first. The bills would come in about the first or second of the month. I stretched them out all the way up until near the end of the month. Well, they got certain deadlines anyway. So up until that point, I have to stretch it out. But I already know how much roughly I'm going to be spending. So I've already got that factored in by subtracting it from the main amount. The first one's always rent. Get that taken care of. And then you get the other amount, as I said before, from the major stuff. Now you got a working balance over here of how much this is going to last for the entire month. Whether it be from 28 days all the way to 31 days. And that comes the fun part. When you're trying to do that, you're dividing it. How many days with the money, and you get your expenditures. It's like, uh, let's say you got 30 days between pay periods of the stipend. You already got your working balance divided by the days. You get your working amount per day on that one. Then you got to start figuring it out after you did the dividing at that point, and you already got it per day. You're looking at this one. Now, what can you do with this amount? This small amount per day, it's survival. You have to stretch that out. If you're thinking big at this point over here, you're thinking, okay, I need meals out of this thing. If I do this every 2 or 3 days, then I got to figure out the amount that I've got. So the amount times how many days, you've got to build up a savings a bit. So now you got a little bit of a larger amount to work with. Say, for example, you got $20 per day. $20 times, let's say you got about 600, 600 or 700. No, wait. Hold on. Okay, let's make it 600. 600 you got to play around with for the rest of the month. You got transportation situations going on at this point. How close are you to the store? Can you walk it? Can you take a bus? Those eat money. If you can walk it to the store, you're able to get to the store, that saves money on the transportation right there. So now you've got to figure out, you've got a little bit of a monthly allotment for the food if you haven't used the whole damn thing up. But you also got in your monthly snip and you've managed to squeeze out about 3 days worth. So now you got $60 to spend. Comes the fun part. You didn't think all that math was going to be important at this point. Here's the tricky part. Now you look at the food prices. You look at the menu option of the stuff that you'd want to have. And then you got to look at the stuff that you need to get. And then you look at the pricing. You go for the cheapest amount to stretch the money. See, this is everyday math for me. Now, because I am about 2 miles away from a store, that's a lot of heavy-duty hauling. We got delivery companies at this point over here. And even with the delivery companies, they do charge. And there are fees for that one as well. You got to tip them. Probably don't do it at the door, but you probably do it through the apps. So let's just say $60 I got to spend right now for 3 days. I got to calculate how much I'm going to need for the food. I got to see the food prices to see whether or not I'm actually going to be stretching it to the point. Now, sometimes I'll have to stretch it out to maybe 4 days worth of spending money just to get 3 days out of it. How do we do that? Because that extra day is probably for the delivery charges for the company that I use. Instead of walking my ass off 2 miles every 3 or 4 days to get to the store, to get the stuff needed, and haul it back. That's a lot. In my youth, or actually when I was physically able to do that kind of stuff, I was actually able to do that. Put it into a cart or hump it on a backpack and then bring it home. I'd save delivery charges that way. Be extra. My needs, well, a lot of milk. I have to cut back on that a great deal. Dairy, the butter, the cheeses, the processed meat, the cheapest stuff I can get. Disgusting as it is. Now, if I happen to go to a store itself, not a small mini mart, but just a grocery store, then I got to see what I need to get or want to get. $5 or $6 for a salad pack. Okay, how much would it be costing me to get the regular salad stuff? A lot more than it does a salad pack. price per pound regarding lettuce or romaine or whatever I'm going to be getting during that time, even spinach. Not to mention stuff to be added to it. And those salad packs, they got little things in there, including forks. But they're only used for one-time usage only. You don't store. You can store them for maybe about a day or two, and after that, you got to use them. Otherwise, they're pretty disgusting. So you try to find the best one you can, because you're going to be using it either that day or the next day for that meal, either lunch or dinner. Now, how about if you're going for cereal? Oh, this is lovely here. Which kind of bulk are you getting? I mean, if you're getting the bags, you have to make sure that you're going to be parceling these things out. Now you got to do consumer math in your head. You got unit pricing that you have to look at of small box units that probably have half air, half cereal in it, compared to the bags, which will have mostly cereal and less air in the damn thing. You look at this unit pricing on how much it's going to be, and then you start doing the calculations of the consumer pricing. This is what happens when I take consumer math in high school instead of regular math like algebra. This is survival shit. I didn't realize how much it was going to be imperative. So I see the pricing of the unit of the big bag of cereal I need compared to the boxes. How many of these boxes am I going to be seeing? Are going to be needing at this point. Never mind how much of a sale these boxes may have. I'm looking at the unit pricing of these things, and I'm adding and trying to add and subtract in my head. The pricing of the bag may be a little bit cheaper if I happen to get these bags with full of mostly air and not cereal. I'm looking at how many ounces compared to the other one. A 1 pound bag of cereal to maybe about 2 or 3 boxes. Then I start looking at the regular price. How much is it going to be costing me compared to the regular bag? Confused? This is the kind of stuff I have to go through my head at this point over here. Screw the damn mathematical algebraic expressions or anything concerning about math for liberal arts. I'm trying to do the adding and subtracting. What's going to be in my head cheaper to get to stretch the money out. And this is the kind of math I have to do on a constant basis, like everybody else who shops. But they look at the total pricing and not the unit pricing. I'm so grateful for those damn classes for consumer math. And this applies towards every thing in the store that's got a unit pricing. And I'm doing that to my head. When I figured I got enough figured out of how much to stretch more bulkier items, maybe lesser on the pennies, and that adds up. So when I go over to the register, now I know the food prices are not taxable, unless you're in another state that they are actually taxable. But in my particular state of California, they're not taxable. But there are certain items I will get that are taxable. Besides the paper products, and plastic bags may be needed, and storage bags. Dish soap is needed. So let's just say I don't need to get that stuff because I already got that, okay? I've already got the paper products necessary, so I'm not going to stress over that. In the beginning of the month, I stress over it, but at the middle of the month, I'm not stressing over it. So now I'll look at some of the food I'm going to have. Now, since I already got a dog, I got a little dog. She's getting older. Right now she needs to grow up. Okay, well, we're going to have this conversation. But, I got to look at the food I'm getting right now. Is it going to be compatible for her? And how long is this going to last her? And me. Knowing her eating patterns, that helps me out a great deal. More to come on this one. Bit of a pause there. I'll get back to the lesson concerning about how to take care of yourself with the consumer math. Now, I'm not even saying about what it is to have a salary or an hourly paycheck, because I already had an hourly paycheck a long time ago, but never had a salary. But even with a salary, if they pay you monthly at this point, you still got to do your mathematics on this one. So consumer math is important. Now, higher math is important if you're going to go into university level and you're going for BAs, you're going for MAs, and you're going for PhDs. Be my guest. I'm on the lower end. I'm just trying to get a college degree, and then that's it. And after that, I don't know what happens after that. But I'm trying to deal with what's going on. Okay. But you see my world going on at this point regarding the calculations and stuff. That's my math. Balancing pennies. How much I'm going to have. Maybe if I'm lucky enough, store a few extra bucks to maybe help out with the bills. And then with the bills, some of the stuff I'm doing, entertainment and utility. In the apartment complex I've got right now, I'm paying for electricity. I'm paying for rent. I do not pay for the water. And that's it. For the major expenses, telecommunications, basically cell phone, and whatever kind of service plan you got on that one. So there's a set amount for that one. But then there's also the fluctuating prices of the entertainment. Now we're dealing with consumer. Now we're dealing with the consumer math at this point over here. And I'm going to shorten this one up and pop in the third one.